Hi, it's Limey Laura, or Laura Watt-Klosser from Hand in Hand for Lyme Disease. I'm coming to you to talk to you about something that's really important that I found out about, which is, and you can look this up on Google, there are ICD codes that regulate what is paid for by insurance companies. And I looked up the ICD codes to see if there's an ICD code for Lyme disease. And what I found was really interesting. And what I found was there is no ICD 10 code for chronic Lyme disease. And in fact, there is only an ICD 10 code for Lyme disease. And what I found was the ICD 10 code for Lyme disease is considered unspecified. Now, if you're someone who is familiar with ICD 10 codes, they used to be ICD 9 codes when I was working before I got chronic Lyme, they were basically they're codes that you need for billing insurance. So what's happening is the Centers for Disease Control is in charge of really being, basically our gateway to help us getting, our diseases recognized and helping us to get our insurance coverage so that we can get all of our claims processed. And we need these ICD-10 codes because that's how insurance is that's how they code things, and that's where billing comes in. And, people who do billing, they use these ICD-10 codes to process everything. They have to have those or else they can't bill insurance companies. So unspecified means they're not sure. Even just basic Lyme disease, if you get bit by a tick and you are diagnosed with Lyme disease, it's unspecified. So an insurance company could even deny just basic Lyme disease. So there's a huge problem with this. Lyme disease, chronic Lyme disease happens based on, a lot of times on misdiagnosis. People sometimes don't know that they've been bit by a tick, and I've gone over this before. Ticks are sometimes the size of the top of a common pin. Sometimes they're nymphs, they're little baby ticks, and they climb up your leg and you don't even know or feel them. And they crawl up and they nestle into a spot where they feel comfortable. A lot of times it's, in a place that you may not even know. A lot of people are bit on their scalp. And if you get a bullseye rash, you're not going to see it on your scalp. You may not even know you've been bit. Many people don't even know that they've been bit by a tick. 50% of people don't get the bullseye rash. Okay, so a lot of people don't even know, and they start having all these symptoms, and then they're misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia, ALS, Parkinson's, and lupus, you name it. Anything that looks like, chronic fatigue syndrome, anything that resembles joint pain, muscle spasms, fatigue. Gosh, there's so many things. I mean, there are so many endless things that you could be misdiagnosed with, and I'm drawing a blank, but they're often misdiagnosed for many, many years, and they're not getting better, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, we should get checked for Lyme disease by then. Unfortunately, the spirochetes, which is the bacteria in your body, has wreaked havoc, and it has unfortunately attacked so many organs in your body. And the problem with Lyme disease is that a lot of times, not even a lot of times, Lyme disease has with it, it carries viruses, Mycoplasma pneumoniae, H. pylori, the Epstein-Barr virus. So the immune system of a person with chronic Lyme is so compromised, and this is the case for so many people. I myself, my temperature runs at about 96.7, 97.4 if I'm lucky. If I get sick, my body does not know how, doesn't have the antibodies to fight off infection. And unfortunately, when I first got diagnosed, I was bombarded with antibiotics without proper probiotics. So my gut is completely destroyed. I can no longer take antibiotics. So now whenever I get an infection, which I have a chronic sinus infection that just keeps resurfacing, I cannot get rid of. And my body will not fight it. I cannot take antibiotics because of what has happened to my gut, and with the unfortunately, there's no repercussions for these Lyme literate doctors. They're not being covered by insurance. We pay out of pocket and we have no recourse. So we can't sue them. There's nothing we can do. all we can do is just follow their protocol and trust that they're doing the right thing. And, I don't know that they know that they aren't. So, because there's no research being done, there's no money being put into chronic Lyme disease by the government, there's no money being put in by anybody but organizations that raise money from, basically fundraisers, and basically Global Lyme Alliance is a nonprofit organization, and they raise money for research, and other organizations that are nonprofits are raising money for research, but no one has come up with a protocol that actually cures chronic Lyme. And so it's really pretty much guesswork. The other issue is that we have co-infections. A lot of these ticks carry co-infections: Babesia, Anaplasmosis, Ehrlichia. We have I said Babesia, Bartonella. There's so many. And then there's viruses that are deadly: Powassan, Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever. These ticks are virulent, and they don't hibernate. They're around all year long, and they are on every single animal. And any tick can carry Lyme disease. So you need to use preventative measures. The only animal that does not carry ticks is the possum. So you need to remember that, okay? This is a huge problem. It's a pandemic. I just had someone contact me from Chile. How they got a hold of me, I don't even know. I was astounded that somehow Hand in Hand was found in Chile. And this person spoke broken English. I do have someone on my board that speaks Spanish, so I'm going to need some help with that. I do speak some Spanish, but not fluent. So this is global. It's even been found in Antarctica now. So this is, everywhere now. And I used to say not in Antarctica. Well, I have to bite. Now I have to bite the bullet. It's in Antarctica. So it's everywhere. So you can look at me and say, wow, she's crazy. She's this, she's that. No, I'm sorry. I'm not crazy. I'm someone who's fighting a battle. I'm fighting for my life, and I want to go back to work desperately. And I don't know what every day is going to bring. I just started a new protocol. I have tried everything under the sun that I possibly can. I continue to research every single day. I'm on the computer researching to try to find a way to save my own life. We just had about 7 deaths within the last 3 weeks in the Lyme community due to chronic Lyme disease, and it's not being recognized. No one is doing anything, and it is extremely frustrating. And my videos are not being watched. No one is listening to me. I know prior, a lot of them are very confusing, and I was full of fatigue and exhaustion, and I'm coming to you and I'm telling you these things are happening. This is real, and you need to protect yourself. And permethrin at any garden shop will protect your clothes for up to 8 washes. You can use it in, also they have one for your yard. You can put it on cotton balls and put it on PVC pipe, and it's safe for pets and all animals. It won't kill anything. So you put it in there, and mice are the #1 carrier. And the mice will get the permethrin on them, and then they'll bring it back to the nest, and it will kill all the ticks off of the mice. So I would strongly suggest that you do that, because mice are pretty common, and especially in winter. So I strongly suggest you do that, and then I strongly suggest that you start looking for a repellent all year round. There are some natural repellents. They hate vinegar, and they also hate the smell of peppermint. So if you want to use some peppermint essential oils in your yard, if you want to use some vinegar in your yard, those are some ways to repel ticks. If you follow me on Facebook, I'm Limey Laura. You can follow me there. I have tons of natural tick repellents for pets. I have natural tick repellents for humans. I have them for both. Ways to protect you and your family. I have more information. If you think that this will not happen to you, then you're very ignorant, because it could be happening to you right now. You're suffering from fatigue. Maybe your muscles are hurting. You have some joint pain. You're tired. You're not really sure what's going on. More fatigue than usual. maybe you're having some GI issues, maybe a little bit of vision problems, your vision's changing, Bell's palsy, a lot of things can happen. And you may not even have known that you got bit by a tick. Like I said, 50% don't get the rash. And a lot of people don't even know they've been bit because the ticks are so small. And, a lot of things can mimic Lyme disease. So, and the tests are invalid. The Western blot and ELISA are not valid. 50% of people who get tested on those tests test positive and they're negative, or test negative and they're positive. And I've gone over this before. So, and remember what I said about the ICD-10 codes. The CDC is doing a major cover-up because the insurance companies are being protected, and that way they're not being forced to pay for our treatment. And this is a government conspiracy. So I want you to look for me at www.handinhandforlyme.com, and I want you to help my organization to help people who can't afford their treatment. Right now, there's 3 women who are homeless that need my assistance, and there's so many other applicants. I'm getting 2 to 3 a day, and I am trying very hard, even as sick as I am, to raise money to help people. I keep doing requests for huge corporate donations, and chronic Lyme disease does not rank, so we keep getting turned away for big donations. So with that said, please help. Please reach out and watch my videos, follow me on YouTube, and understand that this is something that you need to be aware of and you need to start paying attention to, because this could affect you and it could change your life for a very, very long time. God bless.